Mortal Kombat 11 is finally here. The fighting looks incredible, the graphics and visuals look gory and beautiful at the same time.
But for those initiated with this series, the main thing we care about is how good is that story? How insane is that lore going to be in this iteration? And judging by the story trailer that came out a few weeks ago, it's going to be part of the course for this series, for sure. So I thought it would be fun to go back through this series from the very beginning, where we can go through each one, talk a little bit about the stuff that we really love, and rank them, just to compare these stories with each other and how they evolved over time. Alright, so we're going to lay some ground rules from the very beginning. Got a lot of notes here. The story is going to be taken from cutscenes, endings, and from the Mortal Kombat wiki. The canon ending gets some extra weight, but all endings and character bios and all that will contribute to the game's overall ranking. Only mainline games are going to count, otherwise we'd be talking about the inconsistencies in plot with Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks and Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. Yes, we're also doing Mortal Kombat vs. DC, just because that is a technically numbered game. Context given in other games will help out both games. For example, the 10 tournament rule was actually first mentioned in-game in Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Therefore, if we were ranking Mortal Kombat Trilogy, it would help out the original and Trilogy, but it's just too hard to parse through the origin of some of these details. And these are just my own opinions. We're here to just have some fun, talk about some more, rank them. Once we're done, feel free to give me your list and how everything ranks. Alright, and we're going to start the list, of course, with the original Mortal Kombat.
Here's the setup. 500 years ago, a sorcerer named Shang Tsung entered a prestigious Shaolin tournament to decide the balance between the realms. Shang Tsung was defeated in the tournament by the Great Kung Lao, not to be confused with the Kung Lao we'd meet in Mortal Kombat 2. Great Kung Lao spared Shang Tsung, so Shang Tsung brought the Shokan, or half-man, half-dragon, Goro, as his champion in the next tournament. Because his champion won, he corrupted the tournament, using it as a tool to conquer the realms. He sets his sights on Earthrealm, but the Elder Gods say he cannot take Earthrealm until he wins 10 consecutive tournaments. Goro easily wins the next 8. This is when our first game takes place, during the 10th tournament to decide Earthrealm's fate. Let's meet our original players in this grand tale. Liu Kang, a descendant of the Great Kung Lao, Johnny Cage, a movie star who uses the tournament as a way to get ideas for his next film, Kano, a member of the Black Dragon Clan, a criminal syndicate, Sonya Blade, a special forces officer on the hunt for Kano, Raiden, who joins because Shang Tsung asked him to? Earthrealm be damned, I guess, so we'll get more into that in a second. Sub-Zero, a Lin Kuei ninja who is there to assassinate Shang Tsung because he was paid by one of his wealthy enemies. As for who this enemy is, we do not know, and it is never mentioned again. Ever. And Scorpion, an undead ninja who joins the tournament to kill Sub-Zero because Quan Chi, who we'll get to later, convinces him that Sub-Zero killed his clan and family. Alright, let's get to the endings. First, the non-canon ones. Raiden is cocky about his victory and takes over the tournament, allowing gods to participate. This results in the destruction of the entire planet. Have a nice day. Sub-Zero retires on his bounty money, and Kano turns Mortal Kombat into an underground fighting league. Now for the endings that are either canonical or they could be considered canonical. Sonya saves her team. Yay. Johnny Cage makes the Mortal Kombat movie. Scorpion kills Sub-Zero, but is unable to restore his or his family's life. And Liu Kang wins the tournament. Get used to that.
So overall, what do I like about the first Mortal Kombat story? The characters are extremely well defined for the most part. The original 7 are very strong characters and they go a long way. There's a very rich backstory, and while some of it is shaped in other media, it provides a good amount of context for the fights going on. Okay, what I don't like, there's some minor character stuff that, like Raiden being a prick and Sub-Zero just being a glorified bounty hunter, but overall, I'm really surprised that the story mode is actually really in-depth, as I remember. It's a really strong entry and earns its spot on the list. Even though it's the only one, it deserves to be number 1, at least for just a little bit. We'll see where it lands overall. Now we're moving on to Mortal Kombat 2.
After the events of Mortal Kombat, Emperor of Outworld and notorious hammer spammer Shao Kahn orders Shang Tsung's execution. Shang Tsung pleads for his life, and the two of them hatch a scheme: a new Mortal Kombat tournament for Earthrealm's fate. If they win, Earthrealm will be spared forever, but if they lose, Outworld will have complete control. Shang Tsung, who has been made younger by Shao Kahn, extends the offer to Raiden, who is canonically a good guy now, to gather his champions to fight. Returning character stories. Liu Kang, the first champion, returns to the Shaolin Temple to discover it in ruins and all of his Shaolin brothers dead. He goes to Outworld for revenge. Sub-Zero, who was killed in the first game by Scorpion, returns in the form of his brother. Scorpion hears of Sub-Zero's return and follows him to Outworld. Johnny Cage joins the tournament to get ideas for the second Mortal Kombat movie, and Kano and Sonya are captured and are chained next to Shao Kahn's throne. We are also introduced to a few new characters. Baraka, a Tarkatan warrior who is recruited by Shao Kahn himself to join his army. Kitana and Mileena, who are at first believed to be the daughters of Shao Kahn until it is revealed that Mileena is Kitana's clone and that Kitana's parents were murdered by Shao Kahn. Jax is there to save Sonya. Reptile is Shang Tsung's bodyguard, and Kung Lao, descendant of the great Kung Lao, teams up with Liu Kang. Here's some important bits I found in the endings. All of the villains betray Shao Kahn in the end if they win. Scorpion becomes the guardian of Sub-Zero after realizing that it's not the same man who killed his family. Mileena and Baraka have a thing going on. Jax saves Sonya, Kano gets away, Liu Kang wins the tournament again and pays respect to his fallen brothers, and Johnny Cage makes Mortal Kombat 2 the movie, which does better than our Mortal Kombat 2, but that's just his ending. Canonically, he dies. I think.
Let's talk about the ranking of Mortal Kombat 2. The characters are much better realized this time around, however, the story setup is a bit inferior to the first Mortal Kombat. 2's story is very similar to the first game, so it's gonna rank just below it. Plus, Mortal Kombat 1 has the advantage of backstory, laying the foundation for the world and everything, so it moved just ahead of 2 in that regard as well. We're moving on to Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and I'm going to use Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 instead of regular Mortal Kombat 3 because it adds some more returning characters, including Scorpion. Why would you cut Scorpion? But I'm getting ahead of myself.
Fed up with his defeat at the hands of Liu Kang in the Outworld tournament, Shao Kahn commands his Shadow Priest to resurrect his former queen, Sindel, in Earthrealm. This allows him to cross into Earthrealm to reclaim his queen without punishment from the Elder Gods. Using this as a means to enact war, Shao Kahn takes control of Earth, merging it with Outworld and taking the souls of everyone on the planet. Rain is able to protect the souls of his fighters, who must fight through Shao Kahn's hit squads and defeat him in order to save Earthrealm. There's a lot of fighters here, so let's just cover the important bits. Sub-Zero, now unmasked, removes himself from the Lin Kuei in response to the Cyber Initiative, turning new characters Smoke, Cyrax, and Sector into robot ninjas. Jax gets robot arms because why not? And Scorpion literally escapes hell and is, quote, a wild card. In the end, the Earthrealm warriors launch an all-out attack against Shao Kahn. Liu Kang is once again victorious against the Emperor. Sindel is revealed to have had her memory erased by Shao Kahn. After he is defeated, Sindel's memory is restored. We learn that she once had a husband named Gerard, and the two of them had a child, Kitana. Sindel and Gerard once ruled a realm named Edenia until Shao Kahn was able to conquer it by winning 10 Mortal Kombat tournaments. After Shao Kahn is defeated, Edenia is freed from Outworld's corruption. Sindel and Kitana are finally able to return home after 10,000 years. Here's some other interesting ending tidbits. Sonya finally captures Kano after 3 games and forms a task force called the Outworld Investigation Agency. Jax leads the Exploratory Division, seeking ways to open portals to other realms through scientific means. Sub-Zero is able to turn Smoke to his side by restoring his memory. Together, they defeat the other 2 cyborg ninjas, Cyrax and Sector. Sub-Zero's brother Bi-Han, who was killed in the first Mortal Kombat, comes back as the Dark Ninja Noob Saibot. Liu Kang and Kitana become a thing, in case you were wondering. Scorpion joins Khan's army until he encounters Sub-Zero, who he had sworn to protect after realizing he killed his brother. Then he goes back to Hell for some reason, I couldn't figure out why.
It's a very interesting story setup that's different than the previous game. There's some good payoffs for story beats, mainly the Sub-Zero and Scorpion stuff. There's some good payoffs for the characters, and it dives deeper into the lore, especially the Edenia stuff. There's a lot of characters here, so a lot of them have really good character bios, and because it's the end of the trilogy, they pay off some stuff in some interesting ways. Sonya and Jax's story and Sub-Zero and Scorpion's story is mostly complete, but they leave a little bit of room for it to continue in further games, so I thought that was really cool. So, because of that, Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, is going to be the new number 1. Now we're moving forward to the only 3D game in this first part, Mortal Kombat 4. And just like with Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, I'm going to be using Mortal Kombat Gold, more characters, and better presentation on the cutscenes.
Thousands of years ago, Raiden does battle with a fallen elder god named Shinnok. After a gruesome battle, Raiden imprisoned Shinnok in the Netherrealm. After Shao Kahn is defeated, a sorcerer named Quan Chi frees Shinnok. He then wages another war on Edenia and Earthrealm, kidnapping Sindel and Kitana. Raiden and Fujin, the god of wind, gather their forces to fight another invasion. Let's look at some of the important new characters for Mortal Kombat 4. Quan Chi, Shinnok's arch sorcerer, he's a free-roaming sorcerer with no master. Fans of the series know what a pain in the neck this guy will become later. And that's pretty much it. A lot of the new characters are inconsequential to the overall story, unfortunately. Character endings are unique to Mortal Kombat 4 in that they're divided into multiple scenes. The character you play as makes the scene play out in different ways. This is also the introduction of cinematic 3D cutscenes for the endings, and this will be the only time we will see this in Mortal Kombat. They are extremely cheesy.
Please, don't drop me. Wait, I promise. Too late, Jarek. You can't drop me. You have to uphold the law. You have to arrest me. Wait, this is brutality. You can't do it.
Wrong, Jarek. This is not a brutality. This is a fatality.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. I love it. Johnny Cage gets booed at an award speech. Scorpion learns that Sub-Zero was not the killer of his family because Quan Chi decides to tell him for some reason. Okay? Scorpion either traps Quan Chi in the Netherrealm or does levitation and blows him up. There's no mention here of Scorpion being the protector of Sub-Zero's brother, also named Sub-Zero. Mortal Kombat 4 drops that plot thread entirely. Kitana and Mileena makes the other fall to their death, and one thing that I really like is in Reptile and Baraka's ending, Quan Chi plays a hand in their death, setting up this guy to be a major villain and not just another pawn. In fact, Quan Chi's ending shows him betray Shinnok and reveal that he's in control of Shinnok's amulet. This will play an important role in the upcoming games as well. In what at first seems like the most important ending, Raiden is promoted to an Elder God as a reward for protecting Earthrealm again. He appoints Fujin to be its new protector. And now for the canon ending. Who actually defeats Shinnok? Surprise, it's Liu Kang. Liu Kang wins and gets a vision from Kitana saying, "Yay, you saved my world and stuff." Quan Chi and Shinnok are imprisoned in the Netherrealm. Oh yeah, and Sonya and Jax turn Cyrax into a good guy by freeing his soul.
Now for the ranking. Mortal Kombat 4 is going to be the new last place on this list so far. While it sets up future games and has endings that are both unique and memorable for both the right and wrong reasons, the story is just too similar to the others in that Earthrealm is invaded and Liu Kang wins again, but also the new characters don't offer much in terms of expanding the story. We got a new member to Kano's clan. We got Fujin, who does basically nothing. He has a cool setup, but overall, I just feel like it's the weakest entry so far. There's too much similar to Mortal Kombat 3 as well, in the sense that Earthrealm's invaded by another dude. Okay, we've done this before, except it doesn't have the payoffs that Mortal Kombat 3 has, and because it's a rehash, it's going to be at the bottom of this list. So as we stand right now, we got Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 at number 1, Mortal Kombat 1 at number 2, Mortal Kombat 2 at number 3, and 4th place so far, Mortal Kombat 4. Have a good whatever day you're watching this, and I'll see you soon. Take care.